I made love to my wife's new partner. On her desk. On the night of our company's anniversary party, while my wife, Isabela, was downstairs giving a speech about loyalty. Her scent, that addictive mix of leather and verbena, was still on my skin when I went back to the ballroom, smiled at my wife, and accepted a glass of champagne. I didn't know it then, but the earth-shattering orgasm I had wasn't an act of passion. It was my signature on a contract of my own destruction. And the worst part? I thought it was all my idea. My name is Vittoria. I was, for all intents and purposes, a trophy queen. Married to Isabela, the CEO, the legend, the ice woman who built an empire with her own hands. I was the head of design, a feudal title she gave me to keep me busy, to choose the colors of the walls and the flowers for the lobby while she moved the world. Our marriage was like that boardroom, all glass, steel, and white marble. Beautiful to look at, admired by all, and absolutely cold. Our love life was an entry in her calendar, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m., efficient, silent, and devoid of passion. I was freezing to death on the inside, starving for something I didn't even know how to name. And then the door opened, and fire walked in. Camila didn't just enter the room, she took it. The air changed. Temperature rose 10 degrees. Where the rest of us wore gray blazers and pointed heels, she wore a black leather jacket, worn at the elbows, and combat boots that made a heavy, deliberate sound on the marble floor. Her hair was dark, wild, cut in a way that looked like she'd just rolled out of bed or was about to pull someone into one. And the scent. My God. It wasn't an expensive, floral perfume like Isabela's. It was something dirty, earthy, addictive. Leather, verbena, and warm skin. Isabela stood up, her polite, polished smile in place. Team, this is Camila, our new partner in expansion. She comes from New York and will be handling the restructure. And then the gesture that sealed my fate, a vague wave of her hand in my direction. Camila, this is my wife, Vittoria. She handles the aesthetics of the company. The word aesthetics sounded like an insult, as if I were just another expensive vase in the decor. But I didn't have time to be offended. Camila turned to me. The world stopped. Her eyes weren't blue or green. They were amber, almost gold, like a wolf's. She didn't look at me. She scanned me. Her eyes traveled from my face, down my neck, lingered on the outline of my bra beneath my silk blouse for a second that felt like an eternity, and traveled back up. She undressed me in front of my wife and 10 executives. And then she smiled. A slow, lazy smile that barely touched her lips, a smile that was just for me. A smile that said, I see you. She held out her hand. Vittoria. The pleasure. Her hand was warm, covered in silver rings, and her nails were short, practical. When she shook my hand, her thumb intentionally grazed the inside of my pulse point, right where the skin is thin, right where you feel the blood. It was an electric shock. A deliberate touch, a silent question. I pulled my hand back as if I'd been burned. Welcome, I murmured, my face on fire. For the rest of the meeting, I didn't hear a word about quarterly projections. I was hyper-aware of her every move. The way she leaned forward, the way she tapped her pen on her notepad, the way her amber eyes would occasionally find mine across the table. She wasn't a partner. She was a predator. And I was the prey. That night, in our cold, massive bed, Isabela gave me her goodnight kiss, a dry, efficient peck. Good night, darling. She turned on her side and was asleep in 3 minutes, as always. I lay there, rigid, 4 hours. Isabela's lavender scent was on the sheets, but all I could smell was the phantom scent of leather and verbena. The phantom touch of her thumb on my pulse. My body, which had been dormant for years, was vibrating. I was terrified. And I was more aroused than I had ever been in my entire life. That night, for the first time in years, I touched myself. And when I came, the face I saw behind my closed eyelids wasn't my wife's. It was Camila's. The self-loathing I felt was almost as strong as the desire. I was a traitor in my thoughts. and I couldn't wait to become one in practice. That first forbidden touch at the meeting was a promise. The second, a test. But it was in the break room with the smell of strong coffee and leather that the real seduction, the real twisted path to our love truly began. Camila was a brilliant strategist. She didn't chase me. She made me come to her. It started with work. She needed my opinion on the new layout for the expansion office. Isabela said you're the soul of the company, she said, her low, raspy voice on the phone making the word soul sound impossibly sexy. I went to her floor. Her office wasn't like Isabela's, all white and glass. Camila's was warm, with wine-colored walls, dark wood shelves filled with art books and poetry, and her scent was everywhere. "Close the door," she said, without looking up from the paper she was reading. "I need total focus." I closed it. Click of the lock sounded deafeningly loud. She stood up, watching me. She wasn't wearing her jacket, just a simple black shirt that clung to her shoulders and toned arms. She looked powerful, physical. "You seem tense, Vittoria. Is life as the queen consort that stressful?" The insult was so direct, I gasped. "Excuse me." She laughed, a low, throaty sound that made my stomach flip. "I'm kidding. Mostly. Isabela is intense, cold. Does she suffocate you?" No one had ever dared to say that. No one ever dared to criticize the queen. "I love my wife," I said defensively, my voice weaker than I wanted. "I didn't say you didn't," Camila said, taking a step. "I asked if she suffocates you." She stopped in front of me. Too close. Her scent was making me dizzy. I could see the tiny gold flecks in her amber eyes. "Does she see you, Vittoria? Or does she just see the beautiful accessory she hung on her arm? Does she know the real color of your eyes? Does she know how you take your coffee?" "She's busy," I murmured, feeling like an idiot for defending her. "I know you have fire," she whispered, and her amber eyes dropped to my mouth. "I see it. It's right there, under the skin. You just need someone who isn't afraid to get burned." And then the accident. She moved to grab a blueprint from the table beside me, and her breast pressed against my arm. It wasn't a light brush. It was a firm, warm touch. I inhaled sharply. "Oops, sorry," she murmured, but her eyes, locked on mine, said she wasn't sorry at all. I fled her office, shaking, my entire body on fire. The game escalated. It was the looks in the boardroom. Isabela would be talking numbers, and Camila's eyes would be on me, tracing the line of my neck, dipping down to my collarbone. It was her hand on my arm in the private elevator, and friendly touch that lingered a second too long, her fingers burning my skin. It was the vulnerability. She started confiding in me, telling me about her own insecurities, about a past relationship that had broken her. She asked for my advice, creating a bubble of intimacy. "It's hard to be this. Alive. Around someone so controlling, isn't it?" she'd say. She was poisoning my mind against my own wife, and I was drinking the poison as if it were water, because the poison tasted like her. I started getting dressed in the morning, thinking of her. I wore the silk blouse she complimented. I left my hair down because she said she liked it. I was becoming the woman she wanted. Company anniversary party was the turning point. The event was on the rooftop of a skyscraper. Isabela was on stage, a champagne flute in hand, being the queen. Her speech was brilliant, cold, and didn't mention me once. I felt invisible, humiliated, until I felt a warmth at my back. Camila was standing behind me. "She looks lonely up there, doesn't she?" Camila whispered, her mouth so close to my ear I shivered. "But what about you, Vittoria? Aren't you lonely down here?" She brushed her knuckles against the back of my hand, the one holding my glass. I knew there was no turning back. She leaned in, her scent enveloping me. "I need some air. It's too sterile in here. Come with me." It wasn't a request. It was a command. and for the first time in my life, I was ready to obey. Making love to my wife was a routine. Making love to her partner was a revelation. The kiss on the rooftop was the spark, but what we did on her office desk, that was my true, delicious, passionate ruin. The cold night air hit me like a slap, but it didn't cool me down. Party was 30 floors below, a distant hum, but the only sound I could hear was my own blood pounding in my ears. I was about to betray the woman of my life, my wife, the woman who had built my entire world. And I had never wanted anything more. We were alone, the city lights glittering at our feet. "She didn't even notice you left," Camila said, her voice soft but sharp. "I noticed, you whispered." "Me too." She stopped in front of me. Her amber eyes seemed to glow in the dark. "You are beautiful tonight, Vittoria. So beautiful it hurts. It hurts knowing she looks at you every day and doesn't see you." And then she touched my face. Her palm was warm against my cold skin. I should have pulled away. I should have thought of Isabela, of my marriage, of my life. But I could only think about the heat of her hand, the smell of leather, the hunger in her eyes. And I leaned into her. Kiss. It wasn't gentle. It wasn't romantic. It was ravenous. Desperate. It was a kiss of anger and passion, guilt and liberation. Her taste was like red wine and something uniquely her. My hands grabbed her leather jacket, pulling her closer, and I felt the soft, warm skin of her neck. She groaned against my mouth, a low animal sound that made my entire body contract. I was lost. I was hers. "Not here," I gasped, my mind screaming danger. "Where?" she growled, her lips now on my neck, her teeth grazing the sensitive skin. "Anywhere." She pulled me by the hand. "My office. Now." We didn't go to a hotel. This was more dangerous. Dirtier. Hotter. She pulled me into the service elevator, and the moment the doors closed, her hands were everywhere. My hands were in her hair. We kissed as if we couldn't get enough, as if the world was ending. We stumbled into her dark office, illuminated only by the city lights. "Lock the door," I said, my voice unrecognizable. She slammed the bolt home. I threw myself at her. We made love on her desk. The dark mahogany desk that was her symbol of power was now our altar. It was the complete opposite of lovemaking with Isabela. It wasn't controlled, it was chaos. It was wild, sweaty. It was about teeth and nails and skin. She tore my expensive silk dress with a sound that made me moan. I raked my nails down her back, hard enough to leave marks. This was about power, and for the first time I felt powerful. She was in charge, laying me down on the desk, but she made me feel adored. She worshipped me with her mouth, taking her time, learning my body, bringing me to the brink of pleasure over and over. She dominated me with her hands, but it felt like reverence. It was the most passionate, all-consuming love I had ever experienced. When I climaxed, I screamed, and she muffled the sound with her own mouth, swallowing my release. "Sure, darling," she whispered, breathless. "We're just getting started." When I finally returned to the party, an hour later, my hair was pinned up differently, my lipstick reapplied. I was sore. And I had never felt so alive. Isabela saw me. "Where were you?" "I was looking for you." I smiled, the first genuine smile in years, a smile I knew was cruel. "Just getting some air, my love." "Your speech was brilliant." She smiled back, pecking my cheek. The scent of leather and verbena was on my skin, under my perfume, a secret shield. And I realized with a delicious terror that the game had truly begun. I thought I was finally learning the rules. What I didn't know was that I wasn't even a player. I was the board itself. I fell in love. It was stupid, it was fast, and it was exactly what she wanted. The lovemaking was the addiction, but the emotional connection she faked. That was the real drug. The affair continued, and it was a sickness. That first wild night in her office transformed into a full-blown affair, filled with torrid, secret encounters. We made love in high-end hotels on business trips that Camila would invent for us. "I need the head of design with me to approve the finishes, darling," she would say to Isabela, right in front of me, her voice professional, her amber eyes dancing with our secret. And Isabela, too busy, too powerful, would just nod. "Fine. Just handle it." We had quick, desperate encounters in friends' apartments that Camila kept. She was the perfect lover. She listened. She saw me. Where Isabela saw my sensitivity as weakness, Camila called it passion. Where Isabela demanded my icy perfection, Camila adored my flaws. She validated my fears, my insecurities. Isabela suffocates you, Vittoria. She sees you as a possession. I see you as a partner. Passion deepened. I was hopelessly in love. The lovemaking was the fuel, but the connection was the heroine. I began to see Isabela through Camila's eyes. Every gesture of care from my wife now seemed like control. Every expensive gift was a payment. Every cold, scheduled kiss was an obligation. Camila was poisoning my mind, and I was drinking the poison as if it were wine because the poison tasted like her. I became a brilliant liar. I would leave Isabela's bed in the middle of the night, claiming insomnia, just to meet Camila in the building's gym for a sweaty, silent encounter in the steam room. But the guilt started to eat at me. I became paranoid. I was convinced Isabela knew. She was too calm, too nice. "You seem happy, Vittoria. Different. More alive," she said one night, watching me over the rim of her wine glass in our silent, cavernous dining room. My heart froze. The scent of Camila was undoubtedly on me. I had just left her apartment. "It's the new project." "It's exciting," I lied. "Of course," she said, her smile not reaching her eyes. "The project, Camila. It's been wonderful for the company." The way she said her name. The emphasis. I almost confessed right there. The fear only made me run back to Camila. The lovemaking became more desperate, more frantic. I needed her. Not just her body, but the reassurance. "Take me away, Cam. Let's leave. Let's start our own firm. I can't stand pretending anymore." I was ready to burn my entire life to the ground. The money, the status, the security. All of it. For her. Camila held my face in her hands, her amber eyes looking so sincere it hurt. "You'd do that? For me? For us?" "I'd do anything," I whispered. "Then you need to," she said, her voice suddenly serious. "But you have to be smart. You can't just walk away empty-handed. You need leverage." I was confused. "Leverage?" "Isabela betrayed you first," Camila said, her voice hard. "What?" "I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to hurt you. She's having an affair. Has been for years." The news hit me, but strangely, the main feeling was relief. This gave me permission. This made me the victim. "I need you to get the files from her private server," Camila said, her voice low and urgent. "The files that prove it. And other things. Financial things. Things that will protect us." I was so blind with love, so desperate to justify my own betrayal, that I agreed. I wasn't a guilty lover anymore. I was a woman betrayed, seeking justice. She handed me a black flash drive. And as I slid into bed that night next to my cold, unsuspecting wife, I felt righteous. I was going to take what was mine. I was going to destroy Isabela. And I was doing exactly, precisely what they both wanted. The smell of Isabella's lavender in the bedroom made me sick. The only thing I wanted was the smell of leather and verbena, the smell of my new life, my new love. But when I opened that safe, the only thing I found was the scent of my own destruction. I felt like a spy in my own home. The love I felt for Camila had given me a courage I never knew I had. The fake rage at Isabela for supposedly betraying me first gave me focus. I knew where she kept everything. The safe, hidden behind a cold, abstract painting I always hated. I waited until 2 a.m. I waited for her breathing to deepen into the regular, controlled rhythm of her sleep. I slid out of bed, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. The air was thick with her lavender scent, and for the first time it made me want to vomit. I went to the office. Painting swung aside easily. The code. Our anniversary. The irony was so thick I almost laughed. The heavy steel door of the safe clicked open. And there it was. A silver, encrypted laptop. The private server. I had the flash drive Camila had given me. Copy everything, she had instructed. Every single file. I plugged it in. I booted it up. I typed in the password I knew she used for everything, the date she closed her first $1 million deal, of course. I was looking for love letters, hotel receipts, sex, but there was nothing. Just spreadsheets, offshore accounts, transfers I didn't understand. And then one folder. A folder locked with a different password. It was just one word, V Project. The Vittoria Project. My stomach twisted. What was this? With trembling fingers, I typed in my own birthday. Click. It opened. And my world didn't just crack. Disintegrated. It wasn't proof of Isabela's betrayal. It was proof of mine. It was filled with photos. Photos of me and Camila. On the rooftop, grainy from a distance. In her office, clear as day from a hidden camera. Me walking into the hotel rooms. Me getting into her car. And then, the emails. Emails between Camila and Isabela. My brain couldn't process it. They were dated 3 years ago. Before I even met Camila. They had been together all along. I read the words, but they didn't make sense. Camila's voice, now cold and corporate. She's unhappy but loyal. She'll need a push. She's starved for affection. It will be easy. Isabela's reply. Do whatever it takes, darling. The infidelity clause in the prenup is ironclad. She cheats, she loses everything. And I'm tired of splitting the company. Trap. The seduction. The fire she saw in me. The lovemaking on the desk. The I see you. It was all. A script. A sick, twisted, brilliant game to get me out. She's copying the files. I heard the voice. Isabela's. Cold. Calm. From the doorway. I spun around. Isabela was standing there, wrapped in her silk robe, holding a glass of water. And next to her, Camila. In pajamas. In my house. That was easier than I thought, Camila said, with that same wolfish smile, her amber eyes full of pity. She was starving. I looked at the woman I loved and the woman I thought loved me. You. I couldn't speak. It was just business, Vittoria, Isabela said, taking a sip of water. And you've just been fired. From the company. And the marriage. Thank you for collecting the evidence. I was standing there, naked in my humiliation, having lost my love, my passion, my wife, and my fortune in the same night. I wasn't the lover. I was the sacrifice. And the two women I had adored and desired just looked at me as if I was nothing more than a negative balance on their spreadsheet.